Hey yo, what's up everybody? Thank you for joining me here at Finn TV 123. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I want to tell you that don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, that means that you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, I'm absolutely the prime candidate for who you should be giving that Twitch Prime subscription. I'm a one-man business, a one-man army here doing all this for you. I deserve that Twitch sub that you get from your Amazon sub. Thank you very much. Welcome to Finn TV 123. Shut the fuck up, Pando. I'm talking. Thank you for joining me here at Finn TV 123. I really do appreciate that. So let's get right into it. I got 4 stories for you today on this beautiful day of July 23rd in the year of our Lord 2025. Without any further ado, I got 4 stories for you, with our main story being that Xbox is backtracking their $80 games, which is very good. We are all very happy to hear that. Here at Finn TV, at least. So let's get right into it without any further ado. I do believe that we should get into it. So this is coming from Paul Tassi over at Forbes. Xbox backtracks on $80 games like Outer Worlds and Let's start that over. Xbox backtracks on $80 games like Outer Worlds. Is Black Ops 7 next? Perhaps the future where all big games are $80 is not nigh after all. In a surprising move, Microsoft has just announced that it will reverse course and no longer price its fall selection of games at $80. We're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore and will keep our full-priced holiday releases, including The Outer Worlds 2 at $69.99, in line with current market conditions. The Outer Worlds 2 pricing itself at $80 was eye-rolling at the time, as the series may be good, but it's a nascent franchise and not exactly Elder Scrolls or Fallout in terms of demanding such a premium. I don't know what the word nascent means. What's notable here is that this is not just said to be Outer Worlds reducing its already announced price. Microsoft says, quote, our full price holiday releases, end quote, plural. And you might know what the next question is going to be. What about Call of Duty? Microsoft never announced a price for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 when it was revealed, nor have they opened up pre-orders. But it stands to reason that they would not make this statement about full priced holiday releases and not include Black Ops in that selection. This is significant because it goes past the idea that it's just Outer Worlds, a far, far smaller franchise, getting this cut, but Call of Duty, one of the biggest properties in the world, and one that probably could command an $80 price. But it seems Microsoft doesn't want to go there. Good. Good on you, Microsoft. Good on Xbox for not wanting to go there. It just comes off as so greedy that one of the biggest corporations in the world, Microsoft, is like, yeah, let's just throw an extra $10 on our $70 game. Like, can you stop with the corporate greed already? Like, it makes everybody sick to their stomach, you know? It's just an absolute good move from Xbox. They're out of their minds thinking that they can charge $80 for Outer Worlds. I'm sure it's going to be great, but $80 great? I mean, unless there's something I'm missing here, I don't think Outer Worlds 2 necessitates an $80 price. Moving on to story number 2, you guys. We got Nintendo in the news. This is coming from Andy Robinson over at VGC. Nintendo Switch sets a US launch month record at 1.6 million units. That's according to Circuit data. Let's start that from the top. Nintendo Switch 2 sets a Nintendo Switch 2 sets a US launch month record at 1.6 million units. That's according to Circana data, which suggests Switch 2 sold 1.6 million units in June, a further 500,000 on top of Nintendo's first week figure, and more than 1.1 million record held by PlayStation 4's 2013 launch. Switch 2 helped propel US June hardware spending upwards a huge 249% year on year to 978 million, which is a record for a June month, far surpassing June 2008's record at 608 million. This huge start for Switch 2 will give Nintendo a boost in reaching its target of 15 million units for its first business year, or even beating this number, which many analysts predict the console will do. Nice. Nintendo's doing very well. Even going against everybody saying that no one's going to buy this because it's too expensive. I think it's the opposite. It was too expensive and still everybody bought it because people are going to shill out that money for Nintendo. That's just the way the world works. That's just one of the mysterious ways of the world. Nintendo makes stuff even when it's overpriced and people will buy it no matter what. That's just the way the world works. And apparently they're making the right moves with this Switch 2 because they are breaking records. So good on them. I'm a fan of Nintendo, so I'm not mad. Awesome. Moving on. We got a first time chat from Larsky12. What's up, Larsky12? Thank you for joining me. Thanks for the first time chat. I really do appreciate that. Hope your day is going well. We're just going over the news. That was story number 2 right there. And we are about to get into story number 3, which has to do with some jackass that made a game called Splitgate 2. I don't like this guy, and I don't like his game. Let's get into it. This is coming from Jordan Middler over at VGC, Video Games Chronicle. Splitgate 2 is unlaunching as developer... damn it. Splitgate 2 is unlaunching as developer 1047 Games cuts staff. The shooter, which was released in June, has faced low player numbers during its opening weeks and mixed fan feedback from players. Now, developer 1047 Games has said it's taking the game off sale in order to work on its further... In order to... Fuck, let me start this whole thing from the beginning. Sorry. Okay. Starting new. Splitgate 2 is unlaunching as developer 1047 Games cuts staff. The shooter, which was released in June, has faced low player numbers during its opening weeks and mixed fan feedback from players. Now, developer 1047 Games has said it's taking the game off sale in order to work on it further, listen to fan complaints, and attempt to move forward. Quote, "We believe in Splitgate 2." End quote. Opens a message from 1047 Games founders Ian Prolux and Nicholas Begaman. Quote, "We launched too early. We had ambitious goals with Splitgate 2, and in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew." End quote. The statement then addressed the job losses that the studio will face as a result of the change. Quote, "Rebuilding the core experience isn't a quick fix. It's a long-term commitment. To give ourselves the time to build Splitgate you deserve, we've made the incredibly difficult decision to reduce certain roles and shift our resources to focus on this rework." End quote. Lastly, the founders announced that the studio will take the original Splitgate servers offline next month due to them costing the studio, quote, hundreds of thousands of dollars, end quote. Good. I am not at all a fan of this game. To me, it's just a blatant ripoff of Halo and Portal. To me, it's just Halo and Portal being mashed together, except Halo feels better and Portal feels better on their own. This game is a joke of a ripoff with a moron of a CEO that wore some sort of make FPS great again during Summer Games Fest this year. And when I saw that, I already lost all respect because the game is a blatant ripoff and mashup of two other games. And then this guy's wearing a make FPS great again hat. It just came off as such a jackass move. Honestly, screw this game. Support Halo, support Portal 2. Those are two games that are actually good and not made by that jackass. Moving on to story number 4. We got the Alien franchise in the news, you guys. Love to cover the Alien franchise. And this is our last story of the day, and a long one. A lot to read on this one. I don't mind it. I don't mind reading about Alien. Excuse me for that. Well, let's get into it. Story number 4, you guys. This is coming from Kofi Outlaw over at comicbook.com. Excuse me. Alien Earth is about to mess with franchise canon in ways that will divide fans. Alien Earth is about to bring the Alien franchise to TV screens and streaming, but it also seems like the series is about to make some big changes to the canon. New details about Alien Earth reveal that the version of Earth will be introduced. I messed that up. What's up, Shmeezes? Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Let me rewind this a little bit. So, Alien Earth is about to mess with franchise canon in ways that will divide fans. Alien Earth is about to bring the Alien franchise to TV screens and streaming, but it also seems like the series is about to make some big changes to the canon. New details about Alien Earth reveal that the version of Earth will be introduced to will be one that reflects a lot of the current problems we're facing in real life. The environment will be getting even more severe, while wealth, power, and control will rest in the hands of a few mega corporations. Obviously, these are hot button socio-political issues that Holly is tapping into, and the showrunner is not subtle when discussing the correlation between real world and sci-fi. Quote, "All I tried to do," Holly told Variety, "is think 1 or 2 steps ahead. Is it realistic to think that billionaires are going to be trillionaires? The planet is heating up and the seas are going to rise. It's going to be a hot, wet planet that we live on." End quote. Whoops. Alien films have always posited that the future includes synthetics as aids to humanity on things like deep space voyages. However, those synthetics were always in service of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Alien Earth will be introducing rival mega corporations on Earth, and Noah Hawley is stepping into that pocket of lore to also introduce rival forms of post-human evolution. That will include Kirsch, played by Timothy Oliphant, who is a cyborg working to remake humanity in his image. The entire series will be centered around Wendy, played by Sydney Chandler, who will be the first hybrid, i.e. a young girl's consciousness placed into an older synthetic body. Very interesting. Alien Earth is set in the year 2120 2 years before the events of the original Alien, and Romulus picks up events in 2142. So the parallel nature of the projects is something fans should keep in mind while they watch. More importantly, the mention that this series could reject the events of Ridley Scott's Prometheus and Alien Covenant is going to stir a lot of debate. Those two films were infamously off-center in terms of being direct prequels, instead spiraling off into larger ideas of creationism and introducing elements like the black goo mutagen. Quote, there's surprisingly little mythology across the 7 movies, Hawley said, teasing his changes. It was great to not have to jerry-rig a mythology into what's existing, but to just start again. End quote. Another quote, everything doesn't have to fit again the way you expect from Marvel. FX Entertainment president Gina Balian states, fans don't expect that in this universe. It doesn't have the same pressure, stating that the Alien universe doesn't have the same expectations that the Marvel universe does. They can kind of play loosely and make up their own stuff. Well, we will see about that when Alien Earth premieres on FX on August 12th. I am a huge fan of Prometheus, so my knee-jerk reaction is kind of like, whoa, why are you ex-conning Prometheus? I really like that movie, but I'm excited for this. I don't mind at all that they're tackling some socio-political issues, mirroring our Earth right now. I think that's awesome. The more you can expose these corrupt piece of shit billionaires and millionaires, the better. And if my favorite franchise, Alien, is gonna expose these pieces of shit, hey man, hell yeah. Let's do it. I'm really excited for Alien Earth on August 12th. Cool. That's the news for today, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate that. Shmiza says this visual is making my screen crawl. Yeah, I really like that that trailer for the Alien show coming up. Cannot wait for that show. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for joining me, Shmizis. I appreciate that. Let me end this recording and then I might play a game before I end the stream. Thanks for joining me here at FinTV123, everybody. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, I'm the guy that deserves it right here. Give me your Twitch Prime. Thanks for joining me, you guys, here at FinTV123. I appreciate that. This is FinTV signing off.